Hello and welcome to part one of my Back to Basics series. And today I am going to start off with what I feel is the most important food group for many of us, if not all of us. And it's one that as women, we tend to struggle with a little bit, and that is protein. So protein is one of the macronutrients, one of the major food groups that make up our diet. And it's really, really important. But before I go into what I'm going to say, I just want to do a little caveat first. So the information that I am going to share is purely for educational purposes. I don't know who's watching this. I don't know you all. I don't know your histories. So I'm not giving personalised advice here. It's very general, and I recommend that you do seek guidance with your medical practitioner before you make any major changes to your diet or if you have any medical conditions. Right, caveat out of the way. Why protein? So protein is so vital for growth, for hormones, for the hormone balance, for structure of our body, for our cellular structure, for our mood. It's vital for so many things. It's also really important in helping to maintain our blood sugar balance and for our satiety, so for our feelings of fullness. And quite often as women, especially at breakfast time, we don't eat enough protein. So there is rough guidelines that we really should be looking for about 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of weight. So as an example, if somebody is 65 kilograms, you'd be looking for around about 78 grams of protein. An easier way to try and understand how much protein to have is that it should be the size and the thickness of your palm, and that would be in each meal. So in each of your meals, breakfast, lunch and dinner, you are looking for an amount of protein that is a similar amount of size to your palm. So that's easier to understand when you think of something like a chicken breast or a piece of fish or a steak. It's not so easy to think of when you're thinking about legumes, because obviously there's all those plant-based proteins as well, which are really important for people that don't eat animal protein. With regard to the type of protein that you eat, animal proteins are considered a complete protein. So they contain all the amino acids, which are the building blocks of protein. So if you have animal protein, whether that's meat, poultry, fish, eggs, dairy, you're going to be getting all of those amino acids. If you eat plant-based proteins, then some of them, some legumes, don't contain all the amino acids. So you need to be having a variety of plant-based proteins within your diet. There are certain plant-based proteins such as buckwheat, chia, quinoa. These all contain all the amino acids, so those are complete proteins. So to include those in your diet would be really important. And when you think about the quality of your proteins, it's really important to, if possible, choose quality meats if you're choosing animal products. So look for organic or free range, grass-fed, and if that means that maybe you don't eat as much animal protein, it's better to have the quality of it than the quantity. So try to make sure that if you're having fish, you're going for wild caught fish, and it's just going to minimize the inflammatory fats that if you've got animals that are housed in these big sheds and are fed lots of horrible feed, then they potentially are going to be getting a lot of inflammatory fats through their feed, which then ends up in their body, which then ends up in our body if we eat them. So it's just important to be looking at the quality of the protein that you're eating. I gave the guidelines as to how much to be aiming for. If you're pregnant, our needs for protein increase in pregnancy, and also if you're someone that's exercising a lot, your needs for protein will increase as your muscles are rebuilding after exercise. So it really is important to work with a practitioner if you're not sure of how much protein to be having. But really try and ensure that in every meal you're having a really good amount of protein. And if you have any questions, please comment below or send me a DM with your questions. And what I will do later this week is I'll do a carousel reel of some protein-rich breakfast and snack ideas. So if there's anything else you need to know, just ask away below.